Good evening, everyone, and blessed be. This is your host, Aries Starwind, and welcome back to another episode of Witchcraft After Hours. Yeah, we got a topic tonight that I'm pretty excited about because it's something that I can never do, so it entices me very much. We're going to talk about marijuana in witchcraft. People that know me know I can never smoke marijuana because it just makes me way too paranoid, and I have borderline personality disorders, so yeah, that doesn't help very much. But this article is on Vice.com, and it's by Sarah Lyons. The name of the article, Dark Magic, How Witches Use Weed in Their Craft. Let's go. For most people, the most quintessential image of a witch is a figure in silhouette, perched on a broomstick and flying in front of the moon. I don't know about you, but the closest I've ever come to feeling like I'm flying across the moon has been when I'm stoned out of my mind. As it turns out, this may not be a total coincidence. The history of magic and witchcraft is full of orgies, drinking, and entheogens, all used as a way to achieve a magical transitional state of mind. One where your body may still be in the physical realm, but your spirit is elsewhere, free to roam between the worlds. One of the oldest and most notable examples of using altered states in magic is the Oracle of Delphi. For centuries, ancient priestesses of the Greek god Apollo, stationed at a temple built around a sacred spring at Delphi, would divine the future for visitors from all over the ancient world. So significant was their influence that kings would consult with them about whether they should go to war. It was generally understood that Apollo's spirit would enter each priestess, enabling her to see the future. According to Uses and Abuses of Plant-Derived Smoke, an ethnobotanical compendium on the use of smoke throughout the world, the priestess would sit on a high tripod above a hole through which vapors arose, and those vapors were thought to induce her visions. Though many researchers believe the vapors contained a variety of potentially toxic natural gases, emanating, oh my god, sorry, I had to spell that out. Sorry, another little side note here, I had 5 teeth pulled yesterday morning, so I'm on some pretty hypnotizing drugs of my own, so reading might be a little tough for me, but I think I got it. Emanating from the ground, some hypotheses that hallucinogenic plants were burned beneath a temple and vented up towards the smoke-shrouded seer, or that the priestess would smoke or eat hallucinogens, in addition to inhaling the fumes from the earth. While many scholars theorize that Oracle burned bay leaves since they were sacred to Apollo, others have taken it a step further. Dr. D.C.A. Hillman, a bacteriologist, let me spell this out, a bacteriologist and classicist who has written about drug use in the ancient world, argues that there is evidence cannabis has traditionally burned to induce the oracle's trance state, since bay leaves are not known to have psychoactive properties, and marijuana was already introduced to Greece from Central Asian tribes, who knew of the herb's potent and psychotropic powers. The Oracle of Delphi was far from the only ancient magic practitioner to utilize marijuana in her craft. As noted in Uses and Abuses of Plant-Derived Smoke, members of the Gadi tribe of Indians Himachal Pradesh state in the western Himalayas, for example, smoked the resin of female cannabis plants, called sulfa, for the hallucinations it induced. Sorry, I feel really good right now. Let's keep going. Shamans and nobles from China to Russia have also found buried within marijuana plants denoting in sacred role. There isn't much evidence that marijuana was used widely during the Middle Ages in Europe, other than the fact that Pope Innocent the Eighth explicitly banned it, but European witches still found ways to get high. During this period, they would rub oh God, why are there so many big words? Okay. During this period, they would rub entheogens such as belladonna, henbane, datura, and mandrake on their bodies. Some theorize they rubbed these substances on the broomsticks and inserted them vaginally in order to loosen their spirits from their physical form. In the resulting hallucinations, witches were said to fly to the Sabbath, the supposed time each month when witches, demons, and even the devil himself would come together to share magical secrets, sign evil pacts, and have wild, orgiastic parties. It's likely that the uses of these herbs in a ritual context points back to the ancient cults like the Oracle of Delphi, and are one of the clearest links to witchcraft's primordial past. As witch historian and teacher at Colorado State University, Chaz Clifton writes in his famous essay, "If Witches No Longer Fly," I would argue that the danger of these recipes, combined with the centuries-long tradition of their use, is the best argument for any old religion surviving from pre-Christian times. Without some sort of oral tradition or preparation and dosage, similar to that of ayahuasca shamans of the South America, I'm sure I butchered that, I apologize, the risk would be too great. The danger, he cites, is real. Modern witches and non-magical people alike have been sent to the hospital or have died, as in the case of the English witch Robert Cochrane, from taking too much belladonna and other witchcraft-related herbs. So why is herbal magic, the use of weed most notably, but also other hallucinogens, less prevalent in modern witchcraft? After all, the occult revival of the 19th century revolved around absinthe and opium dens, and the second big occult revival happened during the drug-crazed days of the 1960s and 70s. It seems like magic and getting high go pretty hand in hand. One obvious answer is because marijuana is still illegal, even for medicinal use. Well, in most states. Oh, I was going to say, it's not, I'm from New Jersey, so it's not really medicinally illegal here anymore. This makes it nearly impossible for occult books to publish to let authors recommend using weed as a method to achieve trance states and soul fight, even if that is their preferred method. As Gordon White laments in The Chaos Protocols, magical publishing in the last 30 years has been significantly hamstrung by the way psychedelics have been used as a geopolitical football. As an author, I cannot legally advocate a reader break any laws, and publishers can, in theory, be able and liable for damages arising from actions taken as described in these books. Still, modern witches are continuing to use marijuana in their practices, most often in the solidarity meditation or to help them access the spirit realm. Elizabeth D. Coursey, owner of the Antidote Apothecary and Tea Bar in Brooklyn, says she typically uses weed as a meditative aid. When I want to thin the veil and access ancient knowledge in the collective consciousness of water, the total deep and cellular realm I can achieve with an edible and deep trance is pretty much profound. There's a reason weed has historical ties to magic. Having a safe, reliable way to enter altered states of consciousness can be an amazing tool in witchcraft. Melissa Madara, a witch and co-owner of Catland Books in Brooklyn, uses weed to help focus herself during meditation and to stop questioning what she sees during spirit contact. She recommends using this simple visualization as a good place to start. You should lie on your back, focus on your deep breathing, and push your mind's eye deep into your body, she says. Each new breath brings in fresh air, white light, and healing energy, and each exhale expels tension, old emotions, and stress from the body. Whoa, that was an intense read. Even if I'm not a marijuana smoker, I felt that. I felt like I needed a blunt or two just to get through that one. Whoa. But there you go, everybody. That was Dank Magic, How Witches Use Weed in Their Craft. This was an article by Sarah Lyons, and if you want to read it, you can check it out on Vice.com. So, yeah, me personally, I can't, I've tried it, obviously. I mean, I'm 32 years old now, so obviously I've experimented in different realms, and, marijuana was just one of those things I just couldn't get into. It just, like I said, it makes me way too paranoid. I do suffer from borderline personality disorders, so, I usually think people are laughing at me even if I don't smoke weed, so, it's not something I could get into too much. But for all those marijuana smokers out there who I'm very jealous that you get to enjoy such a plant, I hope you enjoyed this read, and even if you don't, I hope you enjoyed it too. So, this was your host, Aries Starwind. I hope you enjoyed the read tonight. And again, if you want to check it out, it's on Vice.com. It's called Dank Magic, How Witches Use Weed in Their Craft. So, have a great night, everybody. Blessed be, God is blessed, and I will see you all later on.